There is a kind of pain only a woman in a broken marriage understands. It's not just sorrow. It's the feeling of being invisible while still being present, of loving deeply but not being cherished back, of being faithful while wondering why loyalty feels like punishment. Maybe you've been betrayed. Maybe promises were broken. Maybe you were blamed for wounds you never created. Maybe you stayed, hoping love would return, hoping he would see you, hoping he would change. And somewhere along the way, you stopped recognizing yourself. You began shrinking just to keep peace. You silenced your voice to avoid conflict. You doubted your worth because the one who vowed to love you treated you like you were disposable. But listen carefully. The problem was never that you loved too deeply. The problem was that you forgot who you are. You weren't created to be erased. You weren't created to be controlled. You weren't created to beg for dignity that God already crowned you with. You are not an accessory to someone's identity. You are God's beloved, His daughter, His bride in preparation. And here's the truth. Healing doesn't begin when He apologizes. Healing begins the moment you return to Christ and remember your worth. Jesus does not use control. He never dismisses your thoughts. He never silences your heart. He never minimizes your pain. He calls you chosen, seen, loved, wanted, protected. And as you abide in Him, something begins to shift. Fear loses its grip. Confusion turns to clarity. Shame dissolves under truth. And the voice you buried begins to rise again. Then comes alignment, not with chaos, not with emotional storms, not with the demands of someone's brokenness, but with truth, with dignity, with boundaries, with the heart of Christ. You stop reacting from wounds and begin responding from identity. You stop begging to be chosen and start living as someone who already is. And slowly, strength returns, peace returns, wisdom grows, and dignity settles back into your bones. You realize love is not supposed to harm you. Marriage was never meant to silence you. Submission is not slavery, it is mutual honor rooted in Christ. And one day, you look in the mirror, and you no longer see a broken woman. You see someone formed by fire, but not consumed. You see someone who carries authority, someone who speaks truth with grace, someone who knows her value because her identity is no longer built on someone else's treatment, but on God's eternal love. You become a woman who no longer survives love, but overflows with it. A woman who no longer clings, but stands. A woman who is no longer lost, but found in Christ. And this is where transformation becomes holy, because now your story is not just about pain. It's about resurrection. It's about Christ being formed in you. It's about becoming the bride prepared for the new Jerusalem, radiant, confident, whole. So to the woman listening, you are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being rebuilt from the inside out. And the same Jesus who sees every tear is forming something eternal inside you. Not a victim, but a vessel. Not a shadow, but a light. Not abandoned, but chosen. And your story is not over, it is just beginning.